Hi, my name is Aaron. Me and my family recently moved to the great state of Oklahoma. But we stay connected and learn about the history of California and Sacramento in general by the show Grave Time. From the famous to the infamous, you will learn something.
Hey buddy, how you doing? Huh? Can you say Sam's Town? Can you say Sam's Town? Come on, say it. Sam's Town. So right in front of me here is Safeway, and to the left of me is the Dollar Tree. Now, before these things were constructed, this is where Sam's Town was. This is where Sam's Town was. Now, the filming of this video right now, we're in July, it's 2018, and I'm currently 37 years old. I remember Sam's Town very well, and this would be a common place that I would come with my dad, my mom, sometimes just my dad. Sometimes I would come here with my aunt and grandma. It was the cool thing to come out to do, come out to Sam's Town and just live up the environment. You know, they had a very huge arcade. They had pretty much all the cool arcade games at the time. They had pinball. They had skee ball. They had fortune teller. You know, stick the coin in to get your fortune told. They used to have the old early 1900 Nickelodeon viewfinder things. You stick your nickel into the machine. You use a little winder. You crank it, and as it's going, it's showing you photos. And Sam's Town had quite a few of those. And you'd enter into Sam's, and immediately you'd obviously have you'd have like a little. It's not even really on a hallway. There would be some walls off the side, but basically, as soon as you would walk in, you'd see the bar, what was known as the honkytonk bar, and you know, they had you walked in, it had this old saloon kind of style of bar, and they had the bar lined up with the seats and everything, and there were like little kiosks of like tables with high up seats, and they gave you free peanuts. You crack the shells and you throw them down on the ground. And I think at one point in time, I think the Guinness Book of Records counted that Sam's Town had the most peanut shells on the floor than any other, I guess, establishment. So I tried looking that research out. I couldn't find it, but I believe that was in the Guinness Book of Records at one point in time. Now I can't remember if you were going into Sam's straight ahead, you would have the honky tonk bar. I don't remember what was next door. But I seem to think that there was a restaurant or a place that you could sit down, and I don't remember what the room was called, but it had this old, like saloon western kind of feel, like restaurant, sit down restaurant, and the seats were all padded and everything, and it was all very purty and stuff. But on the walls they had paintings of naked women. it wasn't, you know, it was tasteful, you know, but it was something a little bit different. And true story, my aunt and grandma took me and my brother out. I think it was maybe a couple days right before the 4th of July, and I would probably have to say the year was probably 1993 or 4. I'm gonna probably go with more 1994, I think. Anywho, that's they took us to lunch there, and the whole time I had my eyes like fixated on the table. I tried not to look up or look at anything. I don't know if there was some kind of sick joke on my grandma's behalf or my aunt's behalf. You know, I don't know if they I don't know if they were trying to get us to, I don't know what the hell the situation was, but it was just so uncomfortable and bizarre. And I tell the story all the time. For anyone who remembers Sam's Town, you'll remember that room. I mean, what guy does not remember walking past that room and seeing, you know, tastefully proportioned women nude in painting-like form? So, anyways, you walk down the right, so down this little hallway, or it wasn't really even a hallway, and you hit the arcade immediately. And it was this huge open room, and I remember it was like, I think the room was almost like 2 stories high, but it was just, you know, it wasn't loud, but it was just such a great, wonderful noise of walking into this arcade. And they had, I remember them having the Simpsons arcade game, the very, very first one. I think there's still even one. I don't even know. I don't play arcade games. I'm not a gamer, folks. I will play pinball. I do enjoy pinball. Now, some of the games would spit out tickets, and you wouldn't win, you know, stupid little toys like plastic soldiers or a bag of jacks or something like that. They actually had a really cool, old school mom and pop candy store, and you could use your tickets to buy candy, which was totally awesome because it reminded me of, like, if you go down to old Sacramento, you know, they have the old candy shops, and they have all the different types of things from jawbreakers to gum to gummy worms to Smarties, all, you know, all types of nickel and dime pippin candy. And you know, you just don't get that very much anymore. I don't know anything like that in California anymore, at least. So as I'm telling you these stories, I mean, these are, you know, this was a huge part of my childhood growing up, you know, coming to Sam's Town. And I know it impacted so many other people's lives because, like I said, I bring it up to people and they're just like, oh man, is it still around? And you gotta tell them, no, it's not. So you see, the establishment, Sam Gordon had opened this place in 1967. And it ended up closing in 2001. It just was not making any money. Sadly, the city didn't want to buy it and try to keep it going. I mean, I think if it was still around, I think it would still be as popular as it was back then. But the city wanted no interest in it, I guess, and so they ended up closing doors in 2001. And so yeah, it's just, you know, sad. You know, people don't want to keep things alive. You know, landmarks like that, or establishments where tourists go to, you know, in small little towns or cities, you know, or just hole-in-the-wall places. No one wants to invest in keeping those places alive for the next generation. And not even just for the next generation, but just for the whole factor of, this is something that brings people to your community. You know, it's not just a stop for someone that just, you know, grab a drink and, you know, use the potty. I mean, this is an opportunity for someone to spend some money and have a good time in your town. And it's so sad to see Sam's Town doesn't exist to this day. Hey everybody. So in order to keep Sam's Town alive, they decided to get one of the banquet rooms and turn it into a concert hall, or a venue basically. The venue was called Club X-TREME, and shortly after I had my scoliosis surgery, my senior year of high school, which would have been early 1999, my parents told me that if I got better, my back was all healed and stuff, then I could go to the concert that was at Club X-TREME, which was for Less Than Jake, and it was their, I believe their Hella Rockview tour, and I have the poster and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. So, Club X-TREME was around from about '98 sometime, and then right before the Sam's Town had closed, they closed the venue, and they would have concerts maybe every so often, but some of the biggest acts they had were obviously this Less Than Jake tour. I know they had Guar, and they had some other bands. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I just remember the Less Than Jake show, and then I remember shortly when I was in college in around 2000, I remember everyone talking about going to Camden Park to go see Guar at Sam's Town. So it was a very short-lived thing, Club X-TREME, and here's my ticket. Very, very short-lived, but it was the one thing to try to keep Sam's Town alive from folding, and I think it helped. Also, the day of this Less Than Jake concert, as me and my brother were in line, the band was filming a music video for All My Best Friends Are Metalheads. Slightly peeking over this building is McDonald's Golden Arch, which on the other side is where Sam's Town was. Sterling Hills. So this road here was also part of Sam's Town, and then Sam's Town would kind of leak over into this area here. And this is Burke Junction. All right. Supposedly, this says this was this area here was erected in 1981, which would be the year that I was born, and I'm not sure if this was part of. I mean, yeah, it was kind of like kind of connected to Sam's Town and everything, except this road, dividing it up. But you see how these buildings have this old like saloon look kind of facade of the Old West. That's how Sam's Town was, and so I'm not really sure if Sam Gordon himself had this constructed, or if this was something else that someone said, I'm going to make money off of what he's doing. Who knows? I really don't know. At this point, I don't know. So, and surrounding this area here, there's train tracks, and the train, as I know, does not run anymore. Actually, on the other side of the property, there's actually a caboose that it's seen better days, let's put it that way. It's no longer in commission. It's kind of off the property a little bit. But here's a big giant chicken. I don't remember the big chicken here. I really don't. But I do remember that there used to be, like I said, like train tracks that went around this property here, and now I was thinking about the train tracks and reminiscing about the past and the good times. It almost reminds me of the nut tree in Vacaville with their train that went around the property, or around a portion of the property where the you know, where the shops and stuff were, and then kind of partly out to where they would do the pumpkin patch. But as a reminder, we're here in Cameron Park, not Vacaville. So right up here is where people would catch the train, and as you can see, it's gated and it's closed, and it's unfortunately no longer in functioning order. I hope this is bringing back some good time memories for those of you who live in Northern California and have ever stopped through Sam's Town. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to a YouTuber by the name of CBQ Plus. He did his very first video that he did for his YouTube page was about his first time at Sam's Town and playing in the arcade, and just talking about how exciting it was for him to be there and being part of that. And him and his family, or he lived in Cameron Park for a short period of time, according to his video. So I want to give a shout out to that guy. Go check out his video. Like I said, his YouTube channel, just type in CBQ with the plus sign. In the very first video you'll see, it's a picture of a postcard of Sam's Town. Click on that video. It's definitely worth watching.